Hello, Luis Garcia again. In this video I will show the export tools for this add-on, so let's start. Let me explain a little bit what's mean everything here. Static is a preset for export static meshes with IL setup. Animated is for export animated meshes. That means mesh plus the skeleton. And animation export use the skeleton of the meshes for export animations. Okay, so now I have this scene is the test file included on the download, and here I have a Suzanne, I have a modifier, and well, let me explain a little bit more here. Something the FBX name can be the object name or can be custom name, and you can choose a directory to save the FBX files here by clicking this little folder. You can choose a folder, or simply you can check this box and it will create a folder inside the main folder of the file. So for use this option, you must have the file saved in some place. Okay, so with that, you click export FBX export, and go to here on Unreal Engine import, and you see I have the folder inside the let me show you better here. I have a folder where I have the main file, okay, called UE assets, okay, and then the Suzanne. So let me import that assets, import Suzanne. This is my options. I have this checked and this here and import. Okay, here is the Suzanne, and here you can see a couple of things. One is by default export the modifiers applier. Okay, this is by default because I think it's better have it by default. I not find any moment where I don't need I don't need export the modifiers. And the other thing is the pivot point is in the correct correct place, because here in Blender I have it at the center of the Suzanne. Okay, let me remove this real quick, and for fix this problem with the center, just check this box, pivot to center, and export again. In Unreal Engine you can go and re-import the mesh, but I prefer delete just for start at the zero. Okay, because I made a video. There you go. Here you have the Suzanne with the correct pivot point. Okay, so let's move on. On the next layer, I have here a simple animation of this cube with two actions. Okay, so I will go to export this animation, and I choose the cube, then the bones, and I choose animated, and I make sure that the pivot point to center is unchecked, because if it's not unchecked, we'll export each mesh as a separated object. Okay, so then this can be by default. All actions, that means that it export both actions, both animations for this. Object name will export, let's choose differently, this, and this last. So the name will be the cube, okay? And then export directory to UE assets, export, okay, there you go. Here we can import the cube. Let's see these options. This is really important option. Okay, the rest is by default, and I choose import. I did say that I have no UVs, but I know, and I don't care now. Here it creates the cube and the skeleton and the physics, and now I will import the animation. So I choose the cube again, just to add animation, and I choose here the cube skeleton and import it. And here I have the both animations. You can see this is one, and this is the other animation. It only move here, and this move from here. Okay. Okay. So let's move on. Let me delete this, clean up a little bit. Yes and yes. Okay. On the next layer, I have this human, and seems a little bit small, but it's because this cube have 6 meter tall. Okay. So with this, the same process. I select the bones, I select the mesh. I don't need to change anything, just make sure that pivot to center is not selected, and just choose export FEX, and it will apply the modifier. In that case I have to 0, but if I have 1, it will apply it. So now let's go here, import mx body, import it's skeletal mesh, import. Take a little bit longer. I hope not so much. Okay, starting. It's almost finished. Sorry for this time. I cannot do too much. There you go. The skeleton, the physical assets, and the body. Now I will go to import the animations. I have only one in that case. I choose the skeleton and I choose import. While this is importing, I will explain what I have on the next layer. Here I have different assets that represent a bunch of assets for create a modular level or something like that, or maybe bunch of props for populate the level, and every asset is in the different position than the center. So let me see if this is done now, and then I will continue with these assets. Come on. Okay, done. No, I do something wrong. And instead of choosing skeletal mesh, I must choose animation. let's see now. Okay, yeah. Here I have the animated. This is okay. So there you go. Was my fault. Okay. Post delete. Okay, so now these assets can be exported in different ways. Normally, when you have different modular pieces, you want to export each one separately and each one with the correct pivot point. Because if you export normally without these options, it will export this. Let me show you. It will export these walls, static mesh. In this way, it will export only one file with the three. Without these options, will export one file with the name of the last, which is the uptick, is UE4, and in that case I don't have export collision, but I will export anyway. I will show you import UE4, import, and it will import the three meshes. Okay, and you can see the pivot point is in the correct place. Okay, so I wanna fix that. I go here and I choose pivot to center, and also remember that for this I have some collision meshes properly named here, and I want to export it too, so I choose all this. My god, yeah, have a problem on my right mouse button, and I choose export collision. Okay, so I choose then export, and here now I can import these three walls, three pieces, import all. I have it here, and I have here. You can see now I have the correct pivot point. I have here the correct pivot point, and I have here the correct pivot point also. Okay. And if you see here, I have the collision object, and in that case, on the wall 2, I have here the collision object. I put this collision for see better. Okay. Also, let me remove that. In case that you want, in case that you want the pivot point here, but every mesh on this position, like I have here, you can check that and export it. Then when you import, let me see the name here. The name is wall1. Now it's in wall1. Import wall1 because I have all in one file. And then import. And then I have one here, one here, and one here. And if I place each mesh in a 0, 0, 0, we'll have the same position. Okay, so also you can see this have the collision objects. So I hope you like it, and I hope this can help you on your workflow. So that's all, and see you soon.